All right. NGBW fans, welcome back. It's your man, Greg Goebel. Wow. My brother is so in my head right now. It's your man, Smiting Goebel. And I got here with me, Truman, Hudson.
Odell.
Truman, Odell, Hudson the third. Thank you. So, Truman, we had some crazy stuff go on. We'll talk about, we'll get to my brother. He's insane. I don't even know what we're going to do with him. But you recently talked to the defeated, the downtrodden, the completely he just looked like he lost everything Snake. And you conducted an interview with him.
I did indeed. And, coming from a pro wrestler standpoint, from one pro wrestler to another pro wrestler, something you definitely don't understand is that Snake, his name is Snake for a reason. It implies something. A wrestler's name implies something. And in this interview, this really in-depth interview, I really got the other side of Snake.
All right. Well, let's go to that interview. Thank you, everybody, for watching NGBW. And we're going to go right to that interview right now.
All right, NGBW fans, I am sitting here with the superstar Snake. Snake, now, from one wrestler to another wrestler, from one superstar to another superstar, your name, again, implies something. And we saw how your story with Azrael, concluded, or so we think. And we want to know what's next for you in your next chapter.
It's not a next. My story with Azrael isn't finished. It's not over until I take back my NGBW Championship, and until I take my spot back at the top as the best wrestler in NGBW.
So why are you the best wrestler in NGBW? Championships, champions, there's different things in wrestling. There's different statuses in wrestling. Why do you think you deserve to be at the top?
Well, it's just, I was here since day one. I've gone through everybody in NGBW. I've taken out every single person. Even before my ACL tear, I was at the top of my game. And then I come back and my home was a shell of itself. And I was put back into the position that I left in as the number one contender. Champion no longer there. Jeremy 26 decided to go and leave. And, I came back right where I left off, even better. And, if it was up to me, I would have asked for the championship. Like, I was the last person who was in line, and I was taken out. But, Greg Goebel had other plans. We had an Azrael problem, and I came in and dealt with it.
All right, so you came in and dealt with it, but see, you failed. You had two opportunities to take that title back, yet you didn't capture it. Do you really think you can beat Azrael? I mean, is that in your mindset, or are you actually setting out to do that?
It's not that I think that I can beat Azrael. I know I can, wholeheartedly, without a shadow of a doubt.
Snake, I don't mean to interrupt you, but you don't sound confident. I want to hear confidence as, again, one wrestler to another wrestler. Do you really think you can beat Azrael 2 times? You've had 2 chances, yet you still failed. Why?
Well, we all saw how it happened. Azrael low blowed me twice, took advantage of it, got the 3 count. I'm not here to complain. It's what happened. I just got to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Okay, so I want to give you the benefit of the doubt. He did use some tactics that were a bit unsavory. And I've been in similar situations. I've been in situations in which the ref didn't see anything or said so. And I want to give you the opportunity to give you the platform to explain yourself. But it seems like you have a line of excuses. When do the excuses stop, and when can you take hold as a champion? Because you said you're a champion, right? If you're a champion, where does that champion mentality set in with your feud against Azrael?
Well, first off, I'm not making excuses. I'm just stating the facts. It's in the tape, black and white. We saw Azrael hit me below the belt on 2 separate occasions, and he gave him the opportunity, and he seized it, and I applaud him for that. However, something needs to change.
Oh, something needs to change. Again, I've been in this industry for quite some time, and when I've heard that, the outcomes typically played in that person's favor. Are you saying that you want the match rigged?
No, absolutely not. I just want to make sure that the next time I face Azrael, he has no excuses to explain why I beat him in the middle of the ring, clean, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so we've seen how you approached Azrael the initial 3 times. You have 1 win over him, but the other 2 times you didn't capitalize. How will you capitalize, and how will you regain that NGBW title? Or how will you win that NGBW title?
Well, first off, I beat him on 3 separate occasions, and you can complain about it all day. Matter of the fact is, I beat him 3 times very quickly. But I'm approaching this the same way that I do everybody else. I'm giving it everything that I got. I'm not going to rest until I beat Azrael for the NGBW Championship. And I'm not going to stop until I am, without a doubt, the best wrestler on the NGBW roster. And I've seen Azrael run rampant with my NGBW Championship over the last year. And over that year, I did a lot of reflecting. I've watched the tape over and over again. And it occurred to me when I was watching the tape that I was approaching this wrong. I need to look at it from a different angle. And, maybe it's time to bring out another side of the snake. Maybe it's time to evolve.
Well, folks, you heard it here first. The evolution of the snake, the shedding of the snake skin, if you will. Thank you again, Snake, for sitting down with me, and I wish you the best in your future endeavors with this company.
Thanks, anytime.
And we are back here with Truman, Odell, Hudson the third.
Got it right.
Right that time. That's right. And Truman, that interview, man, you really got something out of the snake. Like, how did you feel with his responses?
I've been in numerous situations and, in this business and talking to numerous competitors, and I have to say, Snake, he's got something about him. I don't know if it's an edge. I don't know if it's something that's champion material. I don't know what it is, but there's something a bit fishy about him. There's something a bit snaky about him. He said something at the end of the interview that really spoke out to me, and that's about his tactics that he may or may not use. It's very underhanded. It's very questionable.
I think his words were, something has to change.
And maybe something's changed about his character. Maybe something's changed about his attire. Something's changed about his hair, his teeth. We don't know. We don't know. Some things could have changed behind the scenes. And that's my speculation. I think we're all speculating that, or maybe not. I don't know. But whenever I hear someone say something's changed in this business, it's either the business has evolved or that person has evolved. And we may be seeing the evolution of Snake.
We may be seeing the evolution of the snake. Now, one other question for you. Why is he so confident that he's going to get another match for the title? I look back at this and, all I can think, I'm barely speaking to my brother. I mean, he has to sign my checks, so I have to say something to him.
Yeah.
But man, like, always rolls over for the snake, doesn't he?
I mean, confidence is key. I mentioned that inside the interview. I asked him, are you really confident? And once I brought that question on him, he completely changed his tone and he brought on a side to him that I've not seen before. So hopefully we see a different Snake in the future. Hopefully we see championship material Snake. Hopefully we see someone that can recover from a small thing such as the ACL an ACL injury, something that can sideline you from this industry, and see how strong he can come back after these 2 losses.
That may be the key. That may be the change that he's talking about, the mentality change, not protecting himself. And we're gonna see what goes on. I'm getting word here that my 3 minutes younger brother has been summoned by the snake. He
Hmm.
has been summoned into the snake's lair. So we're going to have to see what comes of that. Well, it has been a wonderful interview here at the NGBW studio. Truman Odell Hudson III, the master of the interview, the master manipulator, the smartest man in pro wrestling. Thank you so much for being here and conducting an interview that, quite frankly, I could not have conducted as nearly as well as you did. We all
No,
know that, right?
of course, and that's why I have KIP. Knowledge is power, because that is key. Thank you for having me on again.
Thank you so much, Truman. The coolest team in wrestling, Truman, Odell, Hudson the Third, and Smite Global, saying good night to all of you. Have a wonderful night, everybody.